December 1st, 1948. The sun rises over Somerton Park Beach in Adelaide, Australia. A stunning morning, but on the sand, a grim discovery is made. A man, impeccably dressed in a suit and tie, is slumped against the seawall. He appears to be sleeping, but he's cold to the touch. He has no wallet, no identification, and all the labels from his clothing have been meticulously snipped away. Who was this man, and how did he die? This is the story of the Somerton Man, a case that would baffle investigators for over 70 years and become Australia's most enduring mystery. The initial police investigation was a dead end. The man was in peak physical condition, with no signs of violence. The coroner couldn't determine a cause of death, suggesting a rare untraceable. His pockets were nearly empty, containing only a bus ticket, a train ticket, a comb, and some chewing gum. It was as if he was a ghost, a man who never existed. A few weeks later, a suitcase believed to be his was found at the Adelaide railway station. Inside, more clothes with their labels removed. The police were no closer to identifying him. The public simply called him the Somerton Man. Then, months into the investigation, a pathologist re-examining the man's clothes found something extraordinary. Hidden deep in a tiny fob pocket was a tightly rolled scrap of paper. On it were two words, printed in an ornate font: Tamam shud. It means it is ended or it is finished in Persian. The phrase was traced back to a rare edition of a book of poems called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. A nationwide appeal was launched to find the exact copy the scrap came from. Amazingly, a local man came forward. He had found the book tossed into his car around the time the body was discovered, and inside the back cover, police found what looked like a coded message, faintly penciled in. 5 lines of seemingly random letters. Was this a cipher? The military's best cryptographers were called in, but the code remained stubbornly unbroken. The plot thickened even further when a woman, a local nurse, came forward. She was terrified. She recognized the book and admitted to giving a copy to a man named Alf Boxall years earlier. But when police located Boxall, he was very much alive and still had the book she gave him, complete with the Tamam shud page intact. So, the book found in the car belonged to someone else. The mystery man. When the nurse was shown a plaster cast of the dead man's face, she was visibly shocked, almost fainting, but denied knowing him. She begged to remain anonymous, a request the police granted, deepening the suspicion that she was hiding something crucial. Who was she protecting? The timing of the case couldn't be ignored. It was 1948, the dawn of the Cold War. Australia was a hotbed of with a secret rocket range nearby and British intelligence operating in the shadows. The idea that the Somerton Man was a spy, poisoned by an enemy agent, became a leading theory. The unbreakable code, the untraceable poison, the meticulously erased identity, all pointed to the world of covert operations. Was he a Soviet spy? A double agent? Was the code a secret message meant for a handler? The press ran wild with speculation. Newspaper headlines screamed of international intrigue. Yet despite all the theories, the investigation stalled. For decades, the Somersault Man's identity remained locked away. His body was buried under a simple headstone that read, "Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach." Over the years, the case became a national obsession. Amateur sleuths and dedicated researchers spent their lives trying to crack the code and uncover the truth. The story was passed down through generations of detectives. The plaster cast of his face stared out from old police files, a silent testament to a life unknown. Theories multiplied. Was his death connected to other strange local cases? Was the nurse the key to it all? She took her secrets to the grave in 2007. Her real name, Jessica Thompson, only became public after her death, and that's when another puzzle piece fell into place. Researchers noticed that her son, Robin, bore an uncanny resemblance to the Somerton Man. Could the unknown man have been Robin's father? The mystery was far from over. In fact, a new chapter was just beginning. The breakthrough everyone had been waiting for came from a place the 1948 investigators could never have imagined: a modern DNA lab. In 2021, after years of legal battles and public pressure, authorities agreed to exhume the Somerton Man's body. The goal was to extract a viable DNA profile using advanced genetic genealogy techniques. Researchers began the painstaking process of building a family tree. They were searching for a needle in a haystack, tracing distant relatives through DNA databases. Then, in July 2022, a professor named Derek Abbott, who had dedicated years to the case, made a stunning announcement. He had done Italiano. He had found a name. The Somerton man was Carl Charles Webb. He was born in 1905 in a suburb of Melbourne. He was an electrical engineer and an instrument maker. The man who had been a ghost for 73 years finally had an identity. Public records showed he had a wife, Dorothy, from whom he had separated. He was a man who liked poetry and betting on horses. He was not a Russian spy, but an ordinary Australian. The discovery was monumental, answering the biggest question in the case. But in doing so, it opened up a Pandora's box of new ones. Why did he travel to Adelaide? Why was his identity so thoroughly concealed? And most importantly, how and why did he die? The identification of Carl Webb recontextualized everything. Researchers dug into his life, trying to connect the dots. They discovered a link between Webb's wife and Jessica Thompson, a mysterious nurse. It turns out Webb's brother-in-law lived just a short distance from her. It seems almost certain that Webb came to Adelaide to find her. Was he the father of her son? Was their relationship the reason he abandoned his old life? Modern toxicology analysis is still being conducted on the exhumed remains, hoping to finally identify the poison that killed him, a mystery that 1940s science couldn't solve. We now have a name, but the motive behind his final journey and the circumstances of his lonely death on that beach remain shrouded in secrecy. Today, if you visit Somerton Park Beach, it looks much the same as it did all those years ago. The waves crash on the shore, and people walk along the esplanade. But the place holds a powerful story. In a nearby cemetery, Carl Webb's headstone is no longer that of an unknown man. We know his name, but his story is still incomplete. The cryptic code found in the book remains unsolved, a final puzzle left behind by a man who went to extraordinary lengths to disappear. The case of the Somerton man shows us that even when we find a name, some secrets refuse to be given up, echoing forever along the Adelaide coastline. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this dive into one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.